Hi guys, we're at ABS-CBN. We finished our taping for ANC On The Money, where we talked about a lot about OFWs.
Now the work we've been doing there.
So what have you noticed over the past few years in terms of the evolution of OFWs?
I think what I've been seeing it's really encouraging is to see more and more of them who are financially empowered, hungry to learn, and have just gone from saving to getting out of debt to now beginning to invest and even getting into entrepreneurship. So it's really encouraging to see, and we're seeing more and more of them thanks to Marvin.
But what's the biggest issue now, that there's more Filipinos investing? Quintin just mentioned that there's 30 billion remittances, 24 billion US dollars cash remittances. What has changed in terms of the way they went about their spending or investing?
I think the investing is there, it's growing. Like what I always say, it's just an issue of scale now. While we've seen a lot of Filipinos who are investing, getting to the stock market, mutual funds and stuff like that, we're still not building the scale. Okay. I think there are more and more Filipinos who are not investing, who are still in debt and so forth and so on. So we need to constantly build the volume and build the scale, so that it can be, so that we can create momentum for this.
When do we say that we have scale? Do you have a round number, a figure that you have in mind?
When I say that more than 50% of OFWs are investing already and not debt-free anymore, I would say that we have the scale.
Okay, so 50%.
Kalahati. I mean, I'm happy with 50.
Based on, you've been traveling, I guess, years before you told me you were traveling 2008, 2009 already.
Yeah.
Was there a big growth already in terms of them investing from 2008 to
now? We're seeing there. I mean, in fact, our seminars are more full. We've seen the numbers. Even the BSP number says that more Filipinos are investing today.
Okay, but the issues haven't changed. People get scammed.
Yeah, same.
They still need to know
or sometimes it's hard for them to discern the right investments for them. They can easily be hyped, or they can easily enter in a legitimate but highly volatile type of an investment. So again, we need to constantly educate them.
But given that OFWs are younger now than what it was before, there's really more younger Filipinos now. What's a good starter investment for people who are young and I guess relatively aggressive? Is there anything that you've seen as a trend or anything that you want to recommend to them?
Best to start with some stocks and some maybe equity funds like an index fund. It's always a good way to start with those things. They give you good returns, they're relatively easy to get into, and then for me there's really much to do with those kinds of investments.
Okay, so what's interesting now is we're doing Icon 2018 for the 6th year. This year. Is it nice also for their relatives here in the Philippines to actually invest also, so that it's not just them?
I think one of the problems that we always see, Marvin, is that they're educated financially, they're encouraged, they want to invest, but they always get a lot of negative feedback back home. For instance, if I will tell somebody, they will say somebody I can't send you this amount because I'm investing it. They get into a lot of arguments with them. So families here must understand why our OFWs are saving more, investing more, and preparing more, and they themselves should be able to do it as well.
Is there a good timeline for OFWs to come home? Should it be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? That when they hit this number of years there, at least they have this benchmark that they should at least save this much, or at least nakauwi na sila.
Dapat I'm very selfish because I want them to come home earlier than the earliest way possible. The sooner the better, because we want a lot of these Filipinos to come home so that they can continue to build, to add to nation building, to contribute to nation building at their peak. We don't want them to come home when they're tired, they're sick and everything, because they can't really do much for nation building. But when you're young and then you're very talented and you have a lot of good experience and you have money and stuff like that, you can really contribute more to nation building.
So you suggest that they don't go home just to retire?
No.
But they go at the prime of their years?
Prime of their years. That's what we want. We want you to come home, you're prepared, you're ready, you're financially empowered, you have new skills that you learn abroad, and then you're going to use it for the nation. Panalo yan.
But are the opportunities now available for Filipinos who
go
home, or do they have to actually create it pa talaga? They have to be entrepreneurs?
I think both.
Okay.
Well, there's always an opportunity for entrepreneurship for them because, when they go back, it's very hard. It's an issue of an income displacement. They can, they're used to earning this amount of income. they can't earn the same amount for the same kind of a job. So some of them will enter into entrepreneurship, but there are some skills that are lacking now, like engineering and IT, that are, you know, well paying, and they can come home and they actually get paid well.
But is there, you mentioned that they won't get, I guess, enough income as what they're getting abroad.
Yeah.
Is there parang an expectation of a decrease in income that they will get, so that at least they know, okay, I'm earning say 100,000 abroad, I should accept at least 30% lower?
I think it's like una because, you know, the cost of living here is lower naman. And, you know, some people are willing to sacrifice para makauwi lang. I mean, they're willing to do that. So I guess some of them are willing to earn 30-40% less than what they used to earn, because it can be offset by lower cost of living and being with their family members. So we're seeing that happening. In fact, some of our students abroad have come home and started new careers here.
So, but for those that want to go into entrepreneurship, of course they'll take on more risk. But
yes.
do you think there's a larger upside in terms of what they will earn as what compared to just being a salary employee?
Usual, risk-return relationship, higher risk, higher return. So being an entrepreneur has higher risk, but, you know, the returns can be quite handsome if you know what you're doing.
Okay.
You know what you're doing.
That's right. We have a guest again. Hello.
Bakit ang baba naman? So,
tinutuloy na yung usapan natin.
Bye, direct.
Yeah, we were talking about parang opportunities for OFWs going home. Do you have anything that you want to chime on?
Me?
Yeah.
Inubos nyo na yata.
Okay lang.
Meron pa?
Okay lang.
Okay. Ako, me, I think that it's important when you learn how to save and invest money, help na other people with their
Yes.
tips. Kasi when you come back here, you're little experts on everything. Hindi naman little. You're real experts because you know what it takes. So it's important that aside from setting up a business, try to go into mentoring as well, so that you can help other Filipinos who are here. And then you help them get that mindset. Sometimes the financial tips is not as important as the changing of the mindsets talaga. I mean, you know that.
Yeah. Oh, let's ask Alvi the one you asked me.
By the way, this is Salve's YouTube channel already.
The one we asked Alvi is, why should we teach the, you know, should we teach the family members here of Japanese, and why?
Yeah. Kasi nga, what happens is, you bring home most of your earnings, diba? Essentially 60%, 70%. And if that's not productive, then a lot of the big chunk of everything that you work for just disappear into gadgets and video game machines and all of this. I'm not being parang ano ba, patronizing of the Filipinos back here, but it's a reality that we see everywhere. So if you want to retain the benefits from all your hard work, then you have to make sure you teach the people here. And as Randall said, employ tough love talaga. So, saying no to a new gadget is good. Kasi yung mga old gadgets, they still work naman eh. Diba? You are not depriving your children. And I know this is true because I'm also a mom. And when you're away from your children, you feel guilty. So, you compensate by buying everything that they want you to buy. Diba? But say no. That shows more love than you think.
But here's a question. When we were in the plane, I don't know if you heard this, no? Pagka-land ng plane, people said, ayan na, ubos na naman ang ipon natin. How do they... How do they...
And people laugh.
Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Parang, eto na, gripo na tayo. How can they say no? What should they do? Parang they should limit the amount of money that they're bringing? Or what's top 2 mechanisms for them to actually not spend all of their money when they get home? Because you saw the statistics that they would spend most of their income from the year in just one visit to the Philippines. Okay, one each or 2 each who wants to start?
I'll start, no? Turuan natin mag-budget.
Okay.
Yun ang pinaka-importante. The OFWs have learned how to earn more money because they began a budget. So now that they know how it works, it's time to teach also their loved ones.
Yes, I agree. Ako, include them in the financial plan. When I did the DIY financial plan, I asked the parents to draw on a sheet of paper their dreams for their future. Now they've done that, I told them, when you go home, start, cook something special for dinner. And then tell your children you're cooking that special dinner because you're telling them something very special. Show them your vision board. And then tell them to add to it. Let's say, di ba, kasi tayo, retirement, hindi exciting for them. Baka they want to go Disneyland.
Hindi yata maganda sa 4 years old mo anak.
Hindi, go doon. I mean, let them, empower them to add something to the vision board.
Yeah.
when you do that, you compute how much will it take for that vision to happen. When they see the cost, then you have something to tell them. When they're longing for something, they will say, which do you want? That gadget now or that item in your vision? That way, you don't even have to teach them to budget talagang yung you push them. No more na kasi they're empowered. They know already what they want for the long term. You're changing their short-term mindset into long-term mindset, and then everything will flow very beautifully from there. Involve your children and your spouses in your vision.
So it becomes part of who they are already.
Yep.
Yes.
Add on lang for the OFWs. Whenever you try to do tough love, it doesn't mean that you love them less. Hindi lang. It doesn't mean that you love them less. It's just something.
And
Question ko lang
you love
Salve.
them more, no?
At one point in your vision quest, do they start crying?
Sila during the DIY, kaya nga, di ba, a lot of them started crying kasi one of them made a lot of mistakes, lost everything, and now felt he was empowered to start again because of
I like about Pinoy kasi money is not just an object for us, it's part of who we are. I mean, our emotions are always part of what we're doing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, it's a good thing.
It should be a good thing.
Alright, just to close this, we're actually inviting them to invest to Icon 2018.
Yes.
So what can their relatives here expect, or if they want to send their
We're
relatives
asking the relatives.
Oo nga.
Kasi diba, they attended money talks and everything. Yung relatives nila should attend Icon naman. So,
you use this, gift them with the Icon registration fee.
yeah.
Okay, we'll post the link below. But what can they expect? Who can they expect? What topics can they get from this year, and what makes it different?
I mean, what else can you?
Enough
That's
na
it.
yan.
No,
Marvin
that's it.
period.
No.
Hermo
Tapos na yan.
period.
Okay, I'll be there. Rendell Johnson will be there. Who else?
Well, we have Rex Mendoza, we have Dodong Kakanando, then we have you know, the other guys, no, new guys. We have the economists, then we have young entrepreneurs.
Oh, may gwapo daw.
Oo nga, may gwapo, may maganda. And then a lot of people. I mean, wow, I wish, you know, maybe we can
Ako
dedicate.
manonood ako.
Of course.
Oh, nga. So it won't be just for people who want to invest in real estate. It will be for potential investors and potential entrepreneurs. And you'll hear a lot of, I guess, stories of
Basta isa lang
millennials
pangako namin,
who are investing.
Icon is always empowering. That's the only thing I want to do, it's empowering.
Oh, this is my first time to attend.
Very good.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Salve. Bye, Salve. So, di ko alam kung kaya namin yung talent team mo for this video, but thank you so much for being part of this. Bye, Salve.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, final. Okay rin for the video. Okay,
Showbiz.
Final words.
See you at Icon, May 26, 2018 at the Samsung Hall.
Alright, guys.
Zamora.
Okay, any inspirational quote to end this?
Yeah, listen to Marvin here.
So that's it, guys.
Bye.
Watch out for, I guess, a taping of the actual showing of On The Money in the next few days. So that's it. Icon 2018, where we like.
Yeah, we have to introduce our producer, Mike. Yeah, producer.
Si Mike, are you single, by the way? Single? Not anymore? Not anymore. So, bye-bye mga kapamilya. I guess that's it. More videos on OFWs and investing again soon. So, God bless you all.
Bye-bye.
See you.